You go to bed exhausted, you fall asleep, and then at 1 a.m., you're stumbling to the bathroom, back to bed. 3 a.m. again, and by the time morning comes, you feel like you never actually slept. Here's the thing most people get completely wrong about this. They think it's a bladder problem, they think they just have a weak bladder, or they're getting older, or that's just their life now. But for millions of people, the real cause is happening somewhere else entirely, and it starts before you ever close your eyes. The condition is called nocturia, waking at night to urinate. And while it sounds like a minor annoyance, the research tells a different story. 2 or more nighttime trips is where it becomes clinically significant. At that point, you're not just tired, you're dealing with fragmented deep sleep, disrupted blood pressure, higher fall risk if you're older, and meta-analyses that link frequent nocturia to meaningfully higher rates of all-cause mortality. That is not a small problem, and here's what makes this so frustrating. Most people who have it never figure out the real reason. They cut back on water before bed. They avoid coffee after noon. They try everything, and they still wake up at 2 a.m. because they're treating the wrong thing. Here's what's actually happening. All day long, whether you're at a desk, on a couch, or sitting in a car, gravity is quietly doing something to your body. It's pulling fluid, blood, lymph, interstitial fluid, down into your legs and feet. If you're less active, or you have any degree of venous insufficiency, or you just sit for long stretches, this fluid pools in your lower limbs. Your ankles get puffy. Your legs feel heavy? You might not even notice it, but then you lie down. The moment your body goes horizontal, all that pooled fluid starts to shift. It redistributes back into your bloodstream. Your blood volume rises. Your kidneys detect the increase and do exactly what kidneys are supposed to do. They filter it out into urine while you sleep. Studies have directly linked this nighttime leg fluid displacement to increased urine production and earlier awakenings. This is called nocturnal polyuria, producing too much urine specifically at night. And it's the most common driver of nocturia in adults over 60, accounting for up to 93% of cases in elderly patients. The bladder isn't the villain here. The legs are the source. Now here's where things change. If the problem is fluid sitting in your legs all day and then flooding your kidneys at night, what if you drained it before bed, while you're still awake? On purpose. That's exactly what these 3 exercises do. They use your own body mechanics to move that pooled fluid upward before you lie down, so your kidneys handle it while you're still conscious, not while you're trying to sleep. The routine takes less than 15 minutes, no equipment, no gym, and research backs the underlying mechanisms. Let's go through them. Exercise 3, the seated calf pump. This is your warm-up, and it works because of something most people never think about. Your calf muscles are often called the body's second heart. Every time they contract, they squeeze the veins in your lower leg and push blood and fluid upward against gravity. One-way valves in those veins keep it from falling back down. This is called the calf muscle pump, and it's one of the most powerful circulatory mechanisms in your body. The problem is, when you're sedentary all day, this pump barely activates. Here's how to do it. Sit in a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor, back straight. Slowly lift both heels as high as comfortable. Feel your calves squeeze. Hold for 1 second. Lower slowly. That's 1 rep. Do 15 to 20, slow and controlled. You may feel warmth spreading through your calves. That's circulation increasing. That's the pump turning on. Keep it slow. If you feel a cramp, pause, wiggle your toes, and resume. 1 to 2 minutes total. This primes the system for what comes next. Exercise 2, the calf wring out. This one surprises people. It's a self-massage technique, and it's more powerful than it sounds. Sit down and cross one ankle over the opposite knee, like a figure 4 stretch, so the calf muscle relaxes completely. Find the groove running down the center of the back of your calf between the 2 muscle heads. That groove runs right along the deeper veins and lymphatic pathways. Now wrap both hands around your calf just above the Achilles tendon. Squeeze firmly, firm enough to compress the tissue, not just glide over the skin. And slide your hands upward toward the back of the knee in one smooth motion, like wringing out a wet towel. Release, return to the heel. Repeat, do 5 to 6 firm passes per leg, then finish with what's called the flush. Open your hands flat and sweep from ankle to knee with long, open palm strokes, about 10 passes. This is essentially manual lymphatic drainage, SARA technique used clinically for edema and lymphedema management. The research on it is solid. Then switch legs. One critical rule: always massage upward, heel to knee, never the other direction. Massaging downward opposes lymphatic flow and can actually worsen swelling. Direction matters. After both legs, shake them gently. They should feel noticeably lighter. And here's something interesting. You may feel an urge to urinate. That's not a problem. That's the point. The fluid is being processed right now while you're awake. Exercise 1, the 4-7-8 leg drain. This is the big one, and it combines 3 mechanisms at once: gravity, breathing, and the nervous system. Lie on your back. The goal is to get your feet higher than your heart. The cleanest way to do this is legs up the wall. Slide close enough that your legs can rest straight up against it. If your hamstrings are tight or your back bothers you, stack 2 or 3 firm pillows at the foot of your bed and rest your calves and feet on them instead. Either way, feet above the heart. Gravity now works in your favor, passively draining fluid back to the core for your body to process. Place one hand on your chest, one on your stomach. Now, the breathing. This is called 4-7-8 breathing, a structured technique rooted in pranayama, popularized by Dr. Andrew Weil. It activates the vagus nerve, shifting your body from a sympathetic stress state into parasympathetic rest and digest mode. Heart rate slows, blood pressure drops, your body signals itself to wind down. Inhale quietly through your nose for a count of 4. Belly rises, chest mostly still. Hold for 7. Exhale slowly through pursed lips like blowing through a straw for a count of 8. That's 1 cycle. Do 4. If holding for 7 feels too long at first, shorten it and build up. The ratio matters more than the exact count. While you breathe, do a slow body scan. Start at your toes, relax them, then your feet, your calves. Feel heaviness spreading upward through your body. Visualize the fluid in your legs flowing back toward your core, like a bottle being turned slowly upside down. Stay in this position for 2 to 5 minutes or longer if comfortable. Come out slowly to avoid dizziness. This is the combination the research supports. Leg elevation reduces edema and can meaningfully decrease nighttime urine volume. The 4-7-8 breathing improves sleep quality and reduces the anxiety that often compounds nocturia. Together, they address both the physical mechanism and the nervous system's readiness for sleep. Now, one more thing before you get into bed. This is called double voiding, and it takes 60 seconds. Go to the bathroom for your final trip before sleep. Sit. This applies to everyone, including men, because sitting allows the pelvic floor to relax more fully. Urinate normally, then stand up, gently rock your torso forward and back a couple of times, and try once more. Don't strain, just breathe, relax, and let the bladder offer up whatever's left. Residual urine is a real issue, especially with age or prostate changes. A little extra effort here means your bladder starts the night as empty as possible, giving you a longer window before the next urge. Do the full routine 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Consistency is everything here. Many people report fewer awakenings within 3 to 5 nights. That's not magic. That's the fluid redistribution happening before sleep instead of during it. But here's the honest truth you need to hear. These exercises target one specific mechanism: fluid-related nocturnal polyuria. If your nocturia has other drivers, this routine alone won't be enough. Burning or stinging when you urinate could signal a UTI. A weak stream, hesitation, or the feeling of incomplete emptying in men may indicate an enlarged prostate. Extreme thirst combined with high urine output day and night is a red flag for blood sugar issues. And if you snore heavily, gasp at night, or wake up exhausted regardless of how long you slept, that could be obstructive sleep apnea, which causes its own hormonal cascade that drives nighttime urination and requires its own evaluation. None of those things is fixed by calf raises. See a doctor. But if you're like the majority of people dealing with this, especially if you're over 40, somewhat sedentary, feel leg heaviness in the evenings, and your nocturia has gradually gotten worse over the years, the leg fluid mechanism is very likely part of your story. And here's the most important thing to take away from all of this. Nocturia is not a normal part of getting older. It is a signal. 2 or more nighttime trips is your body telling you something is off. With your fluid dynamics, your hormones, your cardiovascular system, or your sleep. Ignoring it doesn't make it better. Understanding it does. 3 exercises, 15 minutes, 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Drain the legs before the kidneys do it for you. Start tonight. If this gave you something useful, subscribe. We break down real health mechanisms in plain language so you understand what's happening in your body and what you can actually do about it. More coming soon.